Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Three Conservative Gimps, the first show of 2026. Let me go over here and there we go. I turned off sound on the YouTubes so it won't get that annoying racket. So we got a good show for you tonight. A lot to cut, a lot to talk about tonight, especially with the events that happened yesterday. So let me welcome all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma. He's a guitar man. Let's welcome Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome.
Hey, Art. Hello, everybody in the chat. Whoever's not there yet.
Yeah, people probably don't know that we're back yet. So
yeah, probably. And I don't think I'll be here for next week's show.
And you know what? I don't think I will be here because next week is my birthday.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Oh, we got.
Isn't that amazing? Every year they keep coming back. You know, it's like the same, just a repeat of the last one. You know. Mm-hmm. Hey, Grant. How you doing, mate?
Howdy, Grant. So how's the weather there in Muskogee, Oklahoma?
This morning it was raining and thundering and lightning and all sorts of stuff, and then it warmed up to it was in I took off because I had to go to Tulsa to see this dermatologist. That was a waste of $35. He told me I itched. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why I'm here to see you. But anyway, now he's a good doctor. And he's going to take care of it. So anyway, so I drove up there and I put on my leather jacket that I wear because sometimes it's a little. When I checked my temperature, it was cool. By the time I got up there, I had to pull the damn thing off, and because it was warming up, and I actually had to turn the air on for a little bit. But Jesus, coming back, the wind was like, man, I was all over the road.
Yeah.
And my van, I went and picked up my grandson from school yesterday, and my van, the damn check engine light came on. I know what the problem is. I just got to go down and and this weekend James is going to check it. But so I just told him last night, I said, I'm taking the truck up to Tulsa, and it's kind of nice driving the old truck. He keeps it over there because that's the only vehicle he's got besides his patrol car. And so and at some point I'll sign it over to him, probably. And but anyway, so I it was kind of nice to drive the old truck and have a big V8 engine that really haul ass when you need it to. So
there you go.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So it was kind of windy this afternoon. It was real windy.
The way it was a couple days ago here.
Yeah. Well, we had wind a couple days ago, but God, I swear to God, I was going down, and everybody was swerving up down the turnpikes or the interstates, and like wow. So, anyways, that's the way it is here.
Well, it was cold here, and then we got snow this morning. We got
really?
about a half inch, and then it snowed till about 9-10 o'clock, and then stopped. And I guess it was supposed to start back up at 5 o'clock, and it's going to snow all night.
Oh, shit.
So they're talking about 2 to 4 inches.
Oh.
Yeah.
We had a snow early on in the winter. God, I can't remember. It was in November, I think. And it lasted a couple it was about 2 inches, something like that, 2-3 inches. And then it went away, and apparently winter went with it because we're still not, although it's supposed to get cold tonight and going into tomorrow. So, but
right.
But yeah, we haven't had any. I guess we just went straight from summer to a day of winter, and then back into springtime.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think we didn't even hit fall. We just kind of skipped over it.
That's how it was here, and it got we had some snow. Was about a couple weeks ago, and then it melted, and we were nice and warm, and then it got real windy, and now we had snow today. So and it's supposed to snow tonight, and I'm like, oh crap. So found out from the boss, looks like January I'm going to be about as busy as I was in December.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
Uh,
boy, I love Airbus. Boy, they're keeping me busy.
are they? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, just make sure you do your job right, because I ride on Airbuses, and I
Oh,
won't.
we haven't had a crash yet.
No, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate those damn 737s. Those things are just
Oh, yeah.
God. Yeah. And
Mm,
uh because I remember when when Boeing started with the 707s, and then they came out with the 727s.
right.
And then, the big deal was their 747s, but then they had to sort of mid-size aircraft with 737. But
Mm,
I thought it came out in like the 80s, but I was listening to but no, it came out I was listening to Creedence Clearwater Revival, and it opens up the song 747 737 coming out of the sky. Like,
uh-huh.
really?
Yep.
Okay, so that goes back to the late 60s, early
Yep.
70s.
Sure does. Yep.
Yeah.
And I flew a lot of those 737s and 27s back in the 70s.
And the problem is they never made them any bigger around. They just kept shoving more seats in them.
I think on the 737 Max, I think it's got a longer body
Right.
and more powerful engines on.
Yeah. But like I said, they're no bigger around. They just shoved more
Yeah,
seats.
that's right.
They
Yep.
went from having two on each side to having three on one side and two on the other. And now they're 3 and 3.
Right. Hmm.
They have 6 people across that thing. And yeah.
All right, let's welcome from the blue state of New York, where they have the warm feeling of collectivism. Let's welcome Charles Gillespie. Are you
Hello,
feeling
hello.
that warmth of collectivism there, Charles?
No,
Oh boy,
Yeah.
love that mayor. Boy, he's going to take that city and it's going in the garbage. Yep.
Circling the drain now. Yep.
Oh, did you see that gal that he's got? That's what the building
Building czar or whatever she is.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
director of penance or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about we need to confiscate property from white people.
Well, yeah. And she's had to walk it back, I guess. But
Yeah,
hey, that's okay. It's eventually the way it's going, eventually, escape from New York will be a real thing.
oh yeah. Hmm.
They're just going to build a wall around the damn thing eventually and say, there you go. You guys do what you want. We don't care anymore.
Well, they're going to have to because they're going to try to keep the people in. It's going to be like the old the Eastern Bloc countries where they had the
Yeah. The wall.
wall. Yeah,
Yeah. The Berlin Wall. Yeah. That's what's going to happen with New York.
yep.
And
Because
hello, Bonnie and Brian.
yeah, we got Ronnie and Brian. Welcome, good to see you guys. And so let's start off. We had a big event on Saturday. Trump did this thing where he went in and got the dictator of Venezuela and his wife.
And his wife. Yeah. So
And
that way he won't be lonely.
yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, she's not all innocent either because she's really
No,
got her fingers into
yeah,
to,
no, she's involved. I mean, because they didn't just go down and defeat the country. They went down and they went down and enforced a warrant for both of their arrests.
right,
They were arrested by DEA agents or agents that, they were actually picked. The military gave them the support and dropped them in there.
Right.
and went in there to capture him. But then the actual arrest part of it was done by federal agents.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so they could say what they want about it, but uh, yeah, it's no different than Noriega. What they
Oh
did with
yeah.
Noriega.
But
Except they didn't have to play any Led Zeppelin this time, which is kind of
yeah.
sad. I would like to have heard that. It would have been,
Mm-hmm.
good.
That would have been nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have played La Bamba. La 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 ba bamba.
Well, they didn't play it for Noriega. They wouldn't play it for him. They're
Yeah.
both of that ilk. So
Right.
no, they wouldn't have played that. They would have played
What
something
ilk? You mean
Hispanic,
Yeah.
Latino.
Latino.
Yeah, and they probably don't like the song anyways because it was made famous by an American rock and roll devil
Yeah.
worshiper.
Yeah.
Those
Valens, Richie
Valens.
Valens.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, his full name is Valenzuela, I believe.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just like Freddie Mercury. His name, his first name wasn't Freddie. It was Farouk.
Well, oh yeah, he had an Indian last
He was
name.
he was
Mile
Indian.
long.
Yeah, no, he was actually they had left out of Pakistan because of the Muslims that were, it was during the partition,
Right.
and then they had to leave where they were at from there because they were being, you know, they were chased out of that country, as his dad said. So yeah, and
Right.
and the guy who played him, Rami Malek,
Mhm.
is also he's I thought because I've been watching some I watched the movie the other day and I've been doing side to side comparison. He really did a good job on that. He's a Coptic Egyptian.
Oh,
He was
wow.
he and his twin brother were born here in the United States, but his older sister and his mom and dad left Egypt. They're Coptic Christians, and they left
Right.
Egypt not because of persecution, but because his dad was a travel agent and just really liked all the people coming from the West. So he moved them and took his business over here. And
Good. So I'm glad that had something to do with Maduro.
it did. It's the music. You started it.
So, like clockwork, the Democrats had to have a cow about it. Saying, "Oh, they kidnapped him," but it was Biden that put a $25 million bounty on him. Yeah.
Well, Biden, he blamed Trump for Maduro staying in power. Says he kept one of his buddies there dealing drugs down there. He's
Right.
Trump wouldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And then when he got into office, he didn't do anything either.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do a damn thing to try and
Try to arrest him, get him out of there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't try any of that. And the thing is him and his wife are probably still both eating better than most of the people, citizens of Venezuela.
Yeah, they're not eating zoo animals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's but yeah, it's something that needed to be done.
Yes.
I hope this is this kind of is the end of it, as far as us, I don't like, and maybe this is where I'm just slightly leaning towards a libertarian, but I don't like us getting involved with wars outside the,
Right.
I guess I'm more, maybe not libertarian. I'm more isolationist,
Right. Well, I think what Trump was talking about, he wasn't talking about.
Oh no, he wasn't going to go down and run the country. That's just I
oil.
discount that.
Yeah, getting the because after Chavez took over.
Yeah, they went from one of the richest countries to the poorest.
Right. Their oil production just went to shit because they never updated the
Their
because you
infrastructure.
gotta have pumps to pump that oil.
Yeah, they never did anything and left stuff in there that was 30 years old and it was wearing out. They didn't bother to update it. And the other thing is their oil wasn't really going on to the open market. It was being sent to Cuba. It was being sent to Russia. It was being sent to Iran,
Iran and China.
and China. Yeah.
And it was used for Russia to get around the sanctions.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, so that's why he was.
Yeah. Now we're hopefully
ships.
they're gonna get back control of the because we had American companies that went down there and invested in that oil down there
Right.
and helped get it producing, and hopefully they'll get that back. That's
Yeah.
we'll see. Uh, because apparently because theirs is a heavier, thicker oil and has to have a certain
Yeah.
type of and
Yeah, it needs certain type of refineries.
right, yeah, which they don't have. So, but we
Yeah.
do, especially along the Gulf.
Right.
And now, because we were talking about the oil that comes from fracking, and it's a light oil, it's
Yeah.
sweet light oil.
Sweet
It's
light oil.
I thought it was the heavier oil, but then after this all happened, I started reading about it. I'm like, oh, we've got the sweet crude, okay,
Yeah.
or the light crude. So,
Right. And also, this really puts the kibosh on China and Taiwan because they really needed the oil. And it also gave them a foothold into South America.
yeah, into the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And same with Russia. And we're breaking up their ties with Iran.
Yeah, and Iran's
Also money, laundering their oil as well because of the sanctions. Yeah.
yeah. And now Iran is in a real turmoil.
Yeah, it
You know,
looks like that government's going to fall.
it's looking that way.
Mm-hmm. Which and people they're trying to get Pahlavi back in power. I don't know if he wants to.
Who's
but
that? The Shah's son?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said he was waiting for them to call on him.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he thinks, he does protest too much. I don't think he's really, he wants to have back the benefits of being the son of the Shah, but he doesn't necessarily want to do the job,
Right. Yeah.
I get that opinion came from somebody he's a podcaster. He's Iranian, and he
Mhm.
lives here in the States. He's from the ones that left after the Shah fell.
Right.
They
Right.
exodus and I don't know if he lives here in the States or he lives in England. I take it back. That's where he lives. So,
Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
think
he's a conservative.
Right.
But he says he thinks he's just talking. He doesn't think Pahlavi
Right.
will actually go and
Right.
take the job.
Yeah.
And I'm
I-
not sure everybody there wants him to. It
Right.
depends.
Yeah, because of the stigma of his father. It's kind of like what's happening in the Philippines. You have Marcos Jr.
Right.
running the country, and he's doing a shit job right now where they've got corruption just going out the wazoo. And so,
Well, and this is the other thing. This guy's been in exile since 1979.
Right.
What has his job been? He's the Shah. After his father died, he became the Shah in exile. But what does that entail? Has he actually had a job? Did he actually, learn how to be a politician? Did he learn how to negotiate treaties? Or did he sit back and live off, do sort of like that, the redheaded prince is doing out in L.A.
Yeah, could be, or he's got a side job. I don't know if it's travel or
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. But I just wonder if he's really designed to run a country. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that, and he doesn't. Well, he doesn't want to end up like what happened to his dad. That he'd
Yeah,
take over,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden have people against him, and he just doesn't
yeah,
want to deal with that. I mean,
yeah.
it's a lot because you got to
Well, yeah,
remember,
I wouldn't want to go back there.
right? It's a Islamic country. They're transitioning from a authoritarian uh, Islamic regime to who knows what it's going to be. Is it going to be like the old Iraqi, the Ba'ath Party, where you have
Yeah,
one big party and a few little smaller parties running
right.
it?
Yeah, it's hard
Uh,
telling.
it'll be
And
interesting.
yeah, and you don't know what's going to happen there. It's just too unpredictable. Because
Will it be a military junta running it? Yeah, who knows?
yeah, I think
Yeah,
it already is to an extent.
right. Yeah, I think they've got control because I think, the
I don't think
Ayatollah,
that. Yeah,
he's
he's
talking,
older than dirt.
he's talking about fleeing the country. But who
Yeah,
would
he's
take
already
it?
talked about going into exile. Where's he going to go to exile at? Russia?
Right. Yeah, most likely Russia, because that's close, you
Yeah,
know?
they have such a large amount of Muslims there. They got the big
Right.
Muslim. Yeah,
Hmm.
they
Yep.
pretty well. They really don't have that many, but because Russia, believe it or not, is considered is a Christian country.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
They
Now,
are
now, now,
Orthodox Catholic.
Orthodox, yeah, Greek,
Hmm.
Russian Orthodox, yeah,
That's right. Hmm. Because they were, spin-off from the Byzantine Empire,
Empire, yeah, 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 which
right?
was the Greek Orthodox.
Right. And so,
Or
yeah,
Eastern Orthodox, technically.
there's there's a lot to about this Venezuela thing,
Yeah,
because we're trying to exert our influence over this, the Western Hemisphere.
yeah, yeah,
Try to keep, either Europe or Asia out of our backyard,
yeah,
and
yeah,
and it could lead to the communist regime in Cuba falling.
yeah. They're talking. I've been hearing that. I've been hearing rumors of that today too. That it's on the brink of itself. So,
Right.
so
Yeah, and
because
that would be
they
nice.
they lost Venezuela. They lost they lost one of their supporters because they don't really have Russia anymore because the Soviet Union can't afford to back them. So Venezuela was the next best thing, and
Right.
slowly these communist, little pockets of communism around the world are starting to slowly fall.
Yeah.
I saw a meme today in which uh what's his name, Ping or whatever his name is,
The
the
Chinese,
Chinese
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, he's
yeah,
on the
Yeah.
Xi
phone. He
Jinping.
says, "Yeah, I saw what you did in Venezuela. We're still good, aren't we, Donald?"
Well, the communist
Xi
regime
Jinping,
in
that was his
Nepal,
name.
fell several months ago.
Yeah, and it's sort of slowly. But that's okay. They're all going to move to the United States, and we're going to be a socialist country because of people like Mandani or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah. Oh well, all right. Well, that's a good transition right there. Mamdani making a statement. The fragility of rugged individualism
Yeah,
meets the warmth embrace of collectivism. I almost threw up when I heard that.
I
Uh,
just,
yeah, it's like, man, I mean, what's he going to do? I mean, he's already talking about making the subway free.
Well, yeah, and something happened today that I think kind of may have reversed. I can't remember what it was. I just
Well,
heard snippets of it.
he moved it to February.
Oh, to February. Yeah, yeah.
So here's what's going to happen. When that happens, those they've got to have a conductor on there, a lot of them, and they're not going to do it for free.
No, they're going to have to pay him.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I saw a thing today. A guy, it was basically like a what is it? The W-4 is what they send out to you for taxes
Yeah.
at the beginning of each year.
The
Oh,
W-2.
that's W-2.
If you've got a regular
W-2,
job, it's
W-2.
W-2, yeah.
Yeah, W-4 is what you fill out when you go to work. W-2 is what they send you at the end of the year. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So this guy shows he shows his gross income is
Mhm.
$185,000. He
Mhm.
shows his take home is $120,000. It shows his tax is $56,000 a year, and it says, and you say the 1% are the only ones affected?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
$56,000 in taxes this guy's paid.
Mhm.
And
Welcome
that's
to New York City.
yeah, exactly. That's what's going to happen with the New York City because they're not going to be able to, and what will happen is all the millionaires, they'll bail out like they always do and disappear from there, and they'll suddenly be taxing the middle class, and pretty soon businesses will shut down because they can't afford to pay employees the kind of money they think they're supposed to get.
What about the looting that's going to happen?
Well, yeah, that's going to, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to happen. And also, oh God, had it on my mind and it went away.
Old age.
Yeah. I'm going to be 66 next week. Wow.
There you go. So you're getting closer to the end times. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Well, what'll happen is those, conductors, they'll quit. And
Yeah.
who's going to run those subways?
Well,
here's
the deal. He's not gonna require that people work for free. He's not going to require those conductors work for free. He's going to try and get the money from like Wall Street and huge multi-million-dollar businesses there, like Macy's and all these other huge companies that have headquarters there.
Well, didn't the governor say something about that?
What? Well, the governor, yeah, Hochul can, but without Elise Stefanik running against her, she can. I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound weird, but she can do no wrong. So, in other words, if she says, I mean, before with Hochul, or sorry, with Elise Stefanik running against Hochul, if Hochul opposed Mamdani, then Mamdani supporters in New York City would vote Hochul out. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
If Hochul supported Mamdani, everybody in the rest of the state, hopefully, would vote her out.
Right.
With Stefanik gone now and no longer in the race,
well,
there's no threat for her.
Right.
But what Republican are they going to put up? That's the problem they have there.
Oh, yeah. We will find out in the next few months because right now the candidates are, going to coalesce, and then they're going to have what's called a caucus, and then
Do they have a caucus like that there?
I don't know how it works in New
I
York.
think it works differently there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, or then maybe it's like Michigan where they have to get enough signatures to get on the ballot.
Oh yeah, you have to get enough signatures to get on, and you have to pay your money up front to run, and then you've got to they have primaries, and they got to be they got to primary out and win the primary. So yeah.
Right.
So yeah. I don't know. I just because any Republican that stays there right now, especially coming out of New York City, you got to wonder, why are they staying there?
Well, in the city, there's probably as many Republicans as hen's teeth in the city. So most of like, but if you go out on Long Island, there's some pockets
Right.
of red out there.
I got to step away for just a minute, and I'll be
All right,
right back. So,
alrighty. So yeah, and that's here in Colorado. You have your caucus, and you have your different levels of caucus. You got your county, your congressional, and then you have your state assembly. And the county is for how state house, state rep. What is it? County commissioner. Uh, I think they have regents for like CU regents, and then for Congress, that's mainly for congressional seat. You'll have your prime. The candidates running for for that district on the different parties, and I think let's see. And some of those overlap, like statewide races. They'll have some people at those congressional assemblies. And the state assembly, that's more for the statewide races. Like governor, Senate, um, Secretary of State, Treasurer, Attorney General, and so forth. And we got Archie is here. Welcome, welcome. Don't know. Well, Archie, we know it was a leftist that killed Kurt, as far as we know, and who had an ongoing relationship with a tranny, someone who was transitional. Hey, Joe, USA Drone Flyer, good to see you, Joe. Welcome, welcome. And so, yeah,
I'll be there in just a minute.
Alrighty, yeah, that gal that's running the I guess the housing department there in New York. Her name is Sia, and it's like, see ya later, or see ya. I don't know, maybe a therapist. Maybe have you seen her? Oh,
Yeah, I did see her little homemade video that she must have done it like from her bedroom or her living room or something, where she talked
right.
about property, for centuries being considered an individual good, and now they're going to transition it to a collective good.
Right.
Hey, Joe. Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just getting weird. It's getting weird. Everything it's just getting crazy.
And also, what's going to happen is if New York City's economy starts going south, who's going to foot the bill? It's going to be people like Charles. They're going to be footing the bill for the city. It's going to be a drain on your economy because they're the biggest economic sector in the state, and even in the New England area.
Yeah, I was going to say the whole region could suffer from it, depending on how
Mm-hmm.
far spread it is. Because you're going to have a lot of these industries that are going to be leaving. These $1 million businesses are going to be changing locations.
Right.
And
Going to
I
Florida?
do it. Yeah. Well, let's hope if they go to Florida that they learned their lesson and they don't, because look what happened to Colorado. Everybody started
Yeah,
leaving California and came to Colorado.
But
Now look where Colorado's at.
right.
but they don't. They don't.
Unfortunately,
They,
Yeah,
that's the problem. I'm to the point now where I think the ruination of some blue states is specifically to force people out into red states who will stupidly continue the same policies that ruin the state they came
right.
from.
Kind of
exactly.
like a horde of locusts. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they. You're right, Charles. They don't learn, and you
Mm-hmm.
probably hit the nail on the head right there. They're forcing these people out of these states to spread their bad message,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so that they can stay in power. Because that's what I heard something yesterday. They were talking about all of the illegal immigrants that are here, and what it is the reason the left wants them to be here is not because they're going to vote Democrat, but it's going to be because in a lot of these states, the census when it comes around is based off of how
Mm-hmm.
many citizens are there or how many people are there, regardless whether they're citizens or not. And
Right.
this can make the difference between a house seat, or
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it or a electoral vote in the all
Yeah.
that's based on the census. And
That's right.
you know
Mm-hmm.
uh that's why they want to stay, because those are my cousin likes to call them voting slaves. you know
Right.
they've imported voting slaves.
I don't know, Archie.
I have no idea what in hell he's talking about, but
I have no
I
idea.
think he's
It's a very weird thing. I've looked into the skibbity toilet thing, and it's too strange and complex for me to be able to describe succinctly here.
oh
If you really have to research it a little bit.
I
It's this kind of thing that it just started off. It just started off as this guy doing these weird little YouTube videos, and it
right.
has expanded into a multi-year storyline, a video game, and it's nuts.
Sort of like how the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster uh it started as a joke and has become like
Yeah.
uh,
Kind
a
of,
recon
yeah.
yeah, it's a recognized, semi-recognized religion now. It's like,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, you can actually get ordained in it
Ah,
and become
okay.
the minister of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, righty then. Ah, so yeah, and another thing, I think a lot of these blue states not only want to chase people out of their blue states, but they want to tank their economies because it'll affect the whole nation's economy. Because they don't want to have Donald Trump, uh, getting all the accolades from a great economy. So why not just screw up your state and drag the rest of the nation down and say, gee, I don't notice anything great about this economy. Well, that's because you're run by Democrats. You know, Colorado used to have the third best economy in the nation. Now we're down we're down there by Mississippi.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
you guys are the ones that let the Kennedys in.
yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't say that because I was living there when they were allowed to come. I was living there then. Yeah. You
Mm-mm.
probably were in Michigan by then.
Probably. I was there
Yeah, so I
from
guess I blame it on my
82 to 81. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, yeah, because Kennedy started showing up in the mid '60s, I think.
Yeah.
Started coming in there. They may have been coming in sooner, and that's just when I noticed them.
Uh-huh. We got a cool cat in the house.
Hey, cool cat.
Good to see you. And yeah, so that's my take on why I think these I mean, look at what's happening in California. Their economy is just going to shit. So now they've got their own scandal. That's
I,
just as bad as
I was just
the Somali scandal.
yeah. Which brings us around to the next subject in a way.
Right.
I was just going to say the same thing. California, they've already talking about they're going to. There's they named off four other states. I think they're getting ready to investigate, and California, of course, is one of them.
Right.
And and they're thinking that could be a scandal even bigger
Right.
than the Somali scandal of
Right.
uh,
Well, I mean, it
Minnesota.
goes back to that fire in Malibu,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Palisade. I mean, and even Roseanne's mixed in with that too because she lost her home there in the fire.
Yeah.
So
I thought
she's
she
like,
lived overseas somewhere, like in Ireland.
no, that's Rosie
Oh, who'd
O'Donnell,
you say?
Yeah.
Roseanne Barr.
Oh, Roseanne Barr. Okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
she moved to Israel.
Yeah.
Well, she may have a house there, but she's selling her farm in Hawaii. She's got a macadamia farm there.
Well, that explains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's nuts.
Yeah, but
Well, that was too
she's
easy.
actually, coming around being
Oh
a
no,
board.
she's well, she's been one of his for a while now because I think the way I think what happened to her on kicking her off of a show that was of her name, that she had been she was the inventor of the show, and she made a whether she was drunk or whether she was but anyway, she made remarks that were taken to be insulting, and so she lost her job, and so she's kind of been pissed off at Hollywood in general and the left liberals, in
Right.
in uh, in total. They're the ones that caused her problems, and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm just glad that the show didn't last the rest of the. Uh,
Well, it did last for quite a while after she
well,
left.
yeah, it finished out the season, or it
It's
finished out.
several seasons.
Oh, did it do more than one?
Oh yeah, because I think it just ended last year.
Oh, did it? Well, I quit watching it
Yeah.
after, I didn't
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of hers. Although Judy and I did watch Roseanne when it was on TV the first time.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
you know, uh,
Well, for
and
me, it was like I knew Roseanne, and she was like, you know, God here in Denver. She's
right.
like
Yeah.
one of us that made it big.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
a few Denver comics were lucky enough to ride her coattails and
Right.
take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Like Matt Berry, who was the associate producer of her show, who later became associate producer for Last Man Standing.
Oh, yeah. With Tim Allen.
And let's see, I think 2 of the Reba shows. He was also producer of that show. And I think he's even a producer of Switching Gears now.
Oh, could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she's come around. She's probably more libertarian. I think she's always been. You got to remember she's Jewish. And
Oh, yeah.
just like the guy from Kiss, Gene Simmons,
Mhm.
they're pretty pissed off at the way the liberals have treated the Jews, the anti-Semitic reaction. So,
Oh, yeah.
so the or the anti-Israel
Right.
attitude that they've all had. And so that's
Mhm.
part of, that's part of why Trump has got people like that, even though a lot of their values are probably more liberal. They have certain values that are very conservative.
Right.
And
Mhm.
that's based on Judeo-Christian,
Mhm.
they realize, so yeah, it's, uh, but yeah, I didn't know she had a home that burned up there.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing about it is they've made it nearly impossible for people to rebuild there, and the insurance company is dragging their feet. And who's helping the insurance company? Oh, Gavin Newsom
Yeah,
is
yeah,
helping out. And to skim some of that money that was supposed to help these people.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a big scandal there.
Well,
And
yeah, and that's what's going to end up happening. It's going to be it's going to go back to uh, like it is in Minnesota. They're going to except in this case, they probably won't have ICE agents going in there because
right,
they they're not going to. The people that are doing this, they're not going to let some of these, you know, uh, immigrants come in
right,
and get the money. They're taking it for themselves.
right. Yeah. Well, I always knew it that they are in line with the enviros, because the enviros, they don't want people to rebuild there.
Oh
They
yeah,
want
yeah,
that all to go back to nature.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
yeah, that
that's part
that
of why it burned down is because they let it go back to nature and they didn't do any uh,
remediation, land
remediation. Yeah,
management.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, they're trying to do the same shit here in Colorado.
Oh
That's
yeah,
why the wildfires have gotten so much worse in the last 30 years here.
yeah. When I was a kid, wildfires. I think there might have been one big forest fire, and I don't even know if it was a big one, but there were small ones, but nothing like what you guys have had in the last 30 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was, for one, it was being taken care of by hunters that were using that land,
Right.
and
Mhm.
the U.S. Forest Service was keeping it undercut and all of that. But then, the different groups got in there, and they had to start saving some of these bushes for
Oh, yeah. What they
the
did is they
one-eyed
sued.
purple people eater or whatever the hell they thought they were trying to save.
Well, here's what they did is they went and sued the forestry to prevent them from doing the what they call fire mediation by clear cutting.
Yeah.
They're not cutting down the whole forest. They're just cutting out all the dead wood so
Well,
that
and that's why that term clear cutting is used to it's that's uh a term they're using now because it sounds like they're cutting down, they're clearing out all the land, they're killing all the
right.
trees,
Mhm.
and they use it. That's a strictly term that came about because of the tree hugging left.
Right.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
clear cutting. Well, oh my God, we don't want somebody to clear cut our forest. We want to keep our nice, pristine forest. And nobody's bothered to explain to the average person, or the average person just doesn't give a shit. Uh,
Mhm.
that clear cutting does not mean they're going in and clearing out every piece of timber there is.
Mhm. They're just clearing out certain pockets where
Yeah.
there are a lot of dead trees that died from beetle kill or
Well, yeah,
a
there's been
drought
some.
or
Yeah.
so forth.
Yeah.
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 Mhm. So, which leads into our final topic. We had the shooting yesterday where the young lady who was trying to block an ICE vehicle, and she was ordered out of her car, and you could clearly see an officer standing in front of her vehicle.
Oh yeah,
And when
I've looked at about I've looked 3 or 4 different ones, and every one of them I see the same thing at different angles. You know,
Mhm.
uh, it was it was a sad thing to
Yeah.
happen. You
Mhm.
know, but she was told to get out of her vehicle more than once.
Right.
She backed up and then started going forward right at the
Right.
officer.
Right. Well,
He,
the guy that was right next to her vehicle, I think she ran over his foot. It
yeah,
was
he got knocked down by the mirror at least, you know,
yeah.
or got his foot ran over. And you
Mhm.
know, it's as I heard someone today, this was a big time FOFO, you know,
Yeah.
or FAFO, I should say.
Yeah.
FAFO, yeah.
Yeah, and
Well, Lloyd and I, we were talking before the show. I think this was their Fort Sumter moment, where I think this is the spark for this to really get out of hand, because I think what's going to happen next is some of these protesters are going to start showing up armed.
oh
With,
yeah, and you know, and again, you know, as we mentioned, you and I were talking about, you know, that's the whole reason they want so much gun control because they don't want us to have guns. They
right.
want to have them, but they don't want us to have them. You know,
Mhm.
because if you're
Right.
unarmed, you can't defend yourself.
Right.
And the whole reason, and I've had this argument with Greg so many times. He grew up in an Australia that didn't have guns, or he didn't have guns in his family, so he
Right.
doesn't understand why we are so protective of our gun rights. You know,
Right.
uh,
Mhm.
yeah, sorry, but his family got sent down there as prisoners. You know, we came here and settled here, and we fought England, and if it wasn't for us having guns here, we wouldn't have been able to get rid of England. You know,
Right.
is our overseers. You know,
Right.
and but he, you know, he doesn't. No offense, Michael, to my English friends, I
Mhm.
apologize, but
Right.
you know what I mean. That's and it because they don't have that culture down there in Australia. And he can't understand the concept. But now we're in a situation. You know, and I asked him when that shooting happened down there. I said, "So, uh, what happened to gun control? You know, how'd
Yeah.
that work out for you? You know, when they
Mhm.
shot those 17 people at that synagogue. You
Yeah.
know, and but you know, and this, like you said, this is going to. I think it's going to escalate and it's going to get nastier before it gets
Right.
better. I think this may make George Floyd, you know, this in some instances I see this as a cross between it's going to be Kent State and George Floyd combined.
Right.
Although
Mm.
Kent State, in comparison to what's been going on over the last few years, Kent State was really a minor situation
Right.
because
Mhm.
4 people died, you know,
Yep.
killed by the National Guard, which the great governor of Minnesota said, they're our National Guard. We're calling them out, you know,
Right. Mhm.
which, you know, and they're not going to, you know, we're not going to let them declare martial law on us. Well, you keep screwing around and that may happen, you
Mhm.
know.
Yep.
Uh, how
Mhm.
about being arrested for insurrection, you know?
Right. Right.
And he's pushing the envelope, and all he's doing, these idiots that are doing this are just they're adding fuel to the fire, and there's going to be a lot more people die before it stops.
Right.
You know, we had a situation here in Muskogee. Uh, we had a couple in Oklahoma, in Tulsa back in back 100 and it was 1921, I think. They
Mhm.
had a they called it a race riot back then. Now they call it the Tulsa massacre, but
Right.
because of political correctness. But it was a race riot, and it destroyed businesses that were very successful, but they were black businesses, and it
Right.
really. But at the end of the day, after it was all said and done, the dust settled. Yeah, it was terrible. And there was no doubt about it. It was started because of somebody had said something that wasn't true, and the other people thought, "Oh my God, yes, terrible," and they went, grabbed their arms, but it made us stop. And as Oklahomans, we've stopped and looked at that in our history, and we've learned from that. We've tried to make that,
Mm-hmm.
bridge that gap between the races and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the blacks. And then here in Muskogee, across town, we had an area that was so bad, with drive-by shootings over on the west side. One area that the cops wouldn't even go in there. They called it New Jack City. It was
Wow.
it was gang until a drive-by shooting. A little 3-year-old girl was on her front porch, and the drive-by shooters came by and they killed her.
Wow.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back,
Yeah.
and that's when the black ministers and the black churches stepped in. The
Same.
grandmas, they stepped in, and they cleared it out, and we don't have that problem now.
Yep. We had a similar situation here in Denver. It was called the Summer of Violence around 93, I think.
I
And
remember that. Yeah.
we had a young gal, a little girl, I think 5 years old, Allie Barella. I still remember the name. And she was shot and killed by a stray bullet from the drive-by.
Yep.
And that's when, the different evangelical, black churches got together and said, "Hey, this has got to stop." And even the mayor, Wellington Webb, decided to, we need to stop this, and it quieted down quite a bit.
Yeah, Ronnie, you're absolutely right. Yeah,
Yep.
we talked. Art and I were talking about that before the show. That he or somebody in that group of people said, "Let this be the George Floyd of 26." Like, really,
Right.
this is the kind of and Tampon Tim's, his wife said she loved it. She liked to open the windows because she could smell the fires of peaceful protest,
Right.
wafting across the air. Like,
The
really,
smell of burning tires.
yeah, like what a
Mhm.
friggin' nutcase.
That's right.
Those were, yeah. It's just, and this is the problem. We've got people like this that are in power in these states, and I agree. I think it's going to be an armed conflict before
Right.
long.
It's going to be the blue cities versus the red rural areas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of us people in the middle here live in this part of the country, or that are just your average everyday Joe. We might be a little bit right of center. We may even be just slightly left of center, but we're just average people. We're not
Right.
gonna put up with that. It starts
Mhm.
spreading, and we still got a lot of guns.
Well, we got the guns, and we've got the transportation that brings in the food and the gas and the power to run these cities. We can say, "Oh, so you want to, be a bunch of idiots? All right, go ahead, but you're not getting any more gas, and you're not getting any food."
Yeah.
We'll starve them out of there.
Again, it's going to be Escape from New York all over again.
Mm-hmm.
What was that guy's name? What do you McCloskey or McCluskey? That
Galuski?
no, it's the guy that was the hero of in the movie.
Oh yeah, McCluskey, I think.
McCluskey, yeah, something like that.
And that was
my mind went blank. Goldie Hawn's husband.
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, yeah.
God. Yeah.
It sucks getting old, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
See, you're starting to show signs of it now too.
Oh well,
your memory's going down. down the toilet real fast.
Working 9+ hours a day at work and working on Saturdays again. Well, folks, it looks like we're coming up on an hour. I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming. Archie, thanks for coming. Hope you
Made it
enjoyed
interesting.
Tell your friends. Let's grow this channel. We're up to 550 subscribers right now. It's been growing this past year.
Well, my grandson told me the other day he's up to 750 now, or 700. He's getting close to 800. So much longer. My grandson, our autistic grandson, yeah, he does like, I don't know. Half the time I don't understand what he's talking about because he talks above my head. I'm like, we picked him up the other day and we were talking about quantum mechanics.
Oh,
this is a kid that's 18 years old, and he was going into detail. Finally, I said, okay, now you're talking above my head. You know?
Yep.
But he's autistic. You know, he in a way, emotionally, he's still a between 10 to 12-year-old boy.
Right.
You know, emotionally, and the way but his mind is out there thinking up stuff that I could only pretend to think up, you know?
Well, those people they're amazing because they're wired differently.
Yeah, they are. And he and Judy had such a close relationship, you know. She just was so proud of him, and he's turned into a great young man, and but you know, and he's working part-time at the school now, so
that's good.
Yeah, so getting his own money to spend.
That's great. Great to hear. So I want to thank everybody for coming. You all have a great weekend. Don't forget Art Code, Drones, and Entertainment tomorrow night. And then we got Bill's show on Saturday night.
And then my show on Monday
night. So you got plenty of shows coming up.
So we probably won't be here. At least I won't be here next Thursday.
You're getting your choppers.
I'm getting my teeth pulled Tuesday, so I don't think. Even if I came on, I'd be so stoned that I'd be so stoned that. Yeah, because he promised me good drugs, so I'm going to hold him to it. It's the only reason I'm doing is to get them drugs, you know, getting all my teeth pulled so I can get drugs.
Take care, everybody. Good night and God bless.
Good night, folks.